How do I know if something is actually draining me or if I'm just being dramatic?
So, listen, most people have never tracked their energy. What ends up happening is you have a schedule and you're not paying attention to who is actually draining your energy. That's something that you have to be very cognitive, and it has to be something that you track. Energy is a currency. So just like you track your money, you need to be tracking your energy. And a lot of people like to use tired as a personality trait. And that's something that you have to step back from and say, you know what? It's not cool to be tired all the time. It's not something that I willingly want to be. And it's something that I have to pay attention to and be mindful of. I don't want to be a person to where you say, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired. It's got to be something that we fix. Let's talk about a couple of questions and let's go through the audit.
What's the first thing today that made you tired before you even did anything?
Oh man, before I was tracking like people and places and things that take away all my energy, my job. My job would be something that I would think about and I would just be like, oh man, oh, I got to deal with this person, that person, this person, that person. And it became something that actually did make me tired because I would pour so much into it. I would give so much to my job and leave no time for myself. I would give myself to person, places, things, everything would have it. And then when it came to me, I had nothing left.
Who in your life do you brace yourself before talking to?
I gotta be real. My bosses. My entire life, I would brace myself because I know it would be a lot. And being that I've worked in toxic environments, toxic work environments, I've bartended, waitressing, worked in management, bracing myself for my bosses was probably the biggest thing because their expectations are always just so high, or their competency is always just so low, or just having to deal with anything with my job, it would be something that I would brace myself for. And until I got a lot older, I started to, and let me be clear, let me rewind. This is something that I have to continually work on, where I put my energy. It's not something to where you just wake up and you've got it. No, you have to be very cognitive of it and you have to let go. You cannot control and handle everything.
What are you still doing out of guilt instead of desire?
I still overextend myself. I overextend myself. I do too much within all my jobs. Any job that I go to, I'm always the overachiever. I'm always doing too much. So I'm doing it because I feel guilty, or sometimes I still feel like I have to prove myself, even though sometimes I'll have moments and months to where I'm like, girl, you ain't got nothing to prove. You've already proven yourself. But this is something that is continued. This is something that I have to work on all the time. So I definitely do overextend and do too many other people's job within my job.
When was the last time something gave you energy back? And did you do more of it or forget about it?
At the top of the year, I let go. I let go of my expectations. I let go of preconceived notions. And I let go of just having to be everything. At the top of the year, I practiced that, but I was very, very intentional. And when I did that, my day and my life was a lot easier because I, again, cannot control everything. I can't handle everything. I can't bear everything on my back. So it was a switch and a conscious effort that I said, you know what? I did the male problems, just let them. I let them, let them, let them, let them. And I was less stressed when I did that. But fast forward to now, I kind of find myself falling back into the rat race and the mental toll that it's taking. and I have to recenter myself. So it's just like working out. Maintaining that let them theory and letting them go and letting go of expectations, that's something that I have to continually do.
If you had to cut 20% of what's on your plate this week, would you actually notice?
Yes, 1000. If I stop being so aggressive with trying to handle everything or trying to knock out everything, but I have the mentality to where I know there's more coming. So I'm always trying to get ahead. And if I just said, you know what, I can get to it later, I would notice because I would have more time for me. I would have more time to do things that I wanted to do. I would have more time to pray. I would have more time to focus on my goals and my outcome if I cut back 20% of them and gave it to me. So this was a good one. What I realized is this is about redistribution. It's about being mindful and being very cognitive of where you are putting your energy. It is about recentering yourself. It's about reevaluating yourself. It's about looking at your life and saying, am I putting too much into this or am I giving this that? Where am I at in my life? This whole, audit of your energy, it's going to be something that's going to take time because it might take a week span for you to realize, okay, I'm spending too much time here, there, and with this person, with that person. It might take time for you to actually get into alignment, but you have to notice where the leaks are at. You have to notice where you're doing too much and where you could afford to put more into yourself. So this audit was strictly about understanding your energy. Your energy it's priceless. It's something that you need to value more than you value other people. Your energy for yourself has to be something that you are very cognitive of and something that you are very deliberate and intentional with. Your energy is the most valuable thing. You budget it just like you budget your money. This week, let's work on auditing your energy. Bye.